Hello and welcome. This is episode 13 of The Return of the Winged Trinity. This one is called Lulu because the album of the week is Lulu Independence. Seemed appropriate as this is the first live cast since the Brexit vote, which I'm not going to dwell on too much, except to say really fucking sorry and yay for having a Scottish nan. So hello Steffi, my fellow countrywoman, because I'll be getting dual nationality the moment they open that up. EU passport for the win. So, yes, let's get on with gaming. So basically, the way the Lulu thing works, if any of the players mix in to their character's speech a song title from Lulu's Independence album, then they get inspiration, automatically just like that. Just means their characters have to talk. It's a little role-play encouragement thing we accidentally discovered last time. So that's what we're doing. The song titles are Independence, There Has Got to Be a Way, Restless Moods, and Back for More, How About Us, Until I Get Over You, Let Me Wake Up in Your Arms, which, could we get some players getting it on? You left me lonely, Rhythm of Romance, I'm Walking Away, A Place to Fall, and Let Me Wake Up in Your Arms Again. Oh, they can get that one twice if they really want to get it on. Some kind of revised mix of the song. So yeah, so that's the challenge. I don't know who has inspiration now and who hasn't, but basically they should be able. They've got loads of opportunities here to get more inspiration in. However, if I use those same song titles, they come out of the list. You do need to make it clear to me, guys, when you've done it, because I don't always catch it because I'm not a Lulu fan. Even if I was, it's quite hard to catch. So let me know when you've done it, and let's game on. So let's introduce our players for this week, broadcasting mostly from the Disunited Kingdom. We have, I'm going to go left to right, first by who's not currently in the Disunited Kingdom at all, Mark.
Yeah, I'm Mark, playing Savannah, a tiger monk who doesn't like water, we established last week, and is currently looking at some dwarves.
And then back from one ironically named country to another, Phil.
Hello, I'm Phil. I'm playing Cullen. He's a human. He's a second episode he's been in, so he's a bit of an unknown quantity at the moment. He's got a boat and he's transporting the rest of the gang down the river, and we've reached a wedding, and the rest of them seem to have got him into a bit of trouble.
My future fellow countrywoman, Steffi.
I play Boris, a half dwarf, half elf hunter pack, and he was trying to have a nice time watching the wedding from afar, and then someone goes and murders someone and blames it on them. Something.
And my future not a girlfriend, Jenny.
I lined up for Final Fantasy theme tune, but then that kind of deflated it. Yes, I am playing the rather extravagant artist Barrelmead, who travels hither and thither in his rather blue form, ever so often gets into spats with his other version, other half, whatever, and now it turns out there's been a murder that may or may not have been done by his other half. He's not entirely sure.
Indeed, when last seen, the characters and indeed the entire wedding party of hundreds of boats on this river, they're all moored up in the river, so planks are laid out to walk across to dance on. There's buffets of food. The festivities were underway when the body of a dwarf was discovered murdered by the catering boat. And the players, our heroes, are about to be accused. You had a vendetta against the dwarves. Guilt falls to you. You have until the morning to prove your innocence. And then we get this wedding underway.
Well, no, not me. I'm just transporting them down the river. I've never met these people before. A couple of days ago.
Excuses. There will be no excuses. says the elder of the river folk. You stand accused. It's your boat that stands accused. You came here with a feud against the dwarves. A dwarf has been murdered. You have until sunup to prove your innocence, or the same fate will befall you.
What? That's like the stupidest rule ever. Who made up this law?
You have...
Look, us halflings, we just settle things like normal people. We might try and drink each other to death, or possibly something else, but...
I can see that you're losing the crowd. You're insulting the traditions of the river people.
They've just accused me of murder. I don't care anymore. And then I sort of start to speak again, sort of raise my finger and then go, hold on a minute. And then I'm kind of quickly looking round to see if the other Ardus is in the vicinity or running away from said vicinity.
Can I have a perception check, please, Ardus?
Yes. Terrible. I'm completely flabbergasted and therefore only got a 7.
Yeah, you're just surrounded by so many people in this current situation as everyone's around this corpse, and it's several ranks of people deep. There's no chance that you'd spot a little halfling in this mess. Does anybody else wish to act in this situation?
Yeah, I'd
Well,
like
what
to take a look at the
rights
body.
do we have? Are we allowed to speak to family members or see the body, or is that against your rules?
The elder says, you lead your own investigation to prove your innocence. You came here with the feud, but you have until sunup. Then we will be getting our marriage ceremonies underway. At that point, if you are still guilty, you will be hung. That's it, everybody. Give them space to start their work. We'll go about our own thing. We'll resume tomorrow. And everybody starts to dissipate. Savannah, you move up to the body of the dwarf. It has been stabbed by a dagger in the back.
I say in the back. Is it a fresh wound?
Oh, it's fresh.
And is it a dwarf that we have seen before?
It's I didn't make a investigation check, I guess, because it's kind of the nearest thing to memory, isn't it?
Well, that's 11 investigation. That would be 13.
You're pretty sure his crew on the boat, but you can't tell one dwarf apart from another because you're a tiger folk and they just look the same to you because you rolled 13.
Yep.
You racist.
Okay, so can I use my medicine skill to see if there's any other marks or basically, short of doing an autopsy, what I can find out from the body?
Yeah, go for it.
That's 16.
Okay, you poke and prod around the body for a while, and start moving clothing to see if you can see other marks and stuff. Whilst he's doing that, does anybody else want to do something?
Yeah, seeing I can see. Sorry, Stephanie.
Can I have a look at the dagger? Being a blacksmith, might be able to get something from it, like the
what dagger?
way it was made.
There's no dagger. There's a dagger wound.
Okay, so there isn't a dagger in the wound.
No.
Ah.
Bill, you were saying.
Yes, seeing what Savannah's doing, I'd walk up to him and say, I've got a bit of experience in this. I've been a surgeon on a ship. I'd like to have a look at his wounds and see what I can see.
Okay, let's have a roll from you as well then.
Yeah.
15, and that's it. You say investigation or
medicine?
Medicine. Okay, so that's a 17.
Okay. Between you and discussing it over, with each other and sort of poking and prodding around, you do find another bruise just here. He's been punched in an upward strike under his chin.
Right. Can we tell the angle that the dagger's gone in?
Yeah, it's come in from the side. So if can I get one full camera from here? Just about. So it's come in from the side, like here.
Now the hand you're using is off shot, I'm afraid.
How about
Oh,
here?
okay, yeah.
Yeah, sort of there. In fact, I have an appropriate scar. I don't know if it'll appear on camera. There you go. Like many years ago.
I was thinking more of, is it
Like an upwards
a
or
tall
downwards?
purpose or a dwarf-sized angle?
It appears to have gone in roughly on the level.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what are you thinking? That's sort of suggesting that a dwarf or a halfling
Halfling.
did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or somebody sitting down. Yeah, it doesn't prove much, but it's indicative, I think.
I have
More than
never
that.
heard a song about a murderer stabbing someone from sitting down. It's not very
It wouldn't really
dramatic.
be sort of a stolen song, I don't think.
Indeed.
He angrily sat down and stabbed. No, it just doesn't work.
Could the two people examining the body also make an investigation check as well, please?
So that's an 18 from me.
I think that's a 13 from me.
Okay. He's also got some dirt on him around his around the bottom of his trousers. That's sort of quite unusual for working and being on boats and stuff.
Is it dry or is it wet?
It's not dried on, but it's not exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you wouldn't call it wet. Perhaps damp.
Does there appear to be a lot of blood on the floor? Or
Where he was stabbed, he has bled out. Yes.
right?
And any trail of blood.
Yes. Does he look? He's been stabbed here.
Looks like. Yeah, he looks like he was stabbed actually coming onto this boat, onto the catering boat, and there's an awning up here for, across the boat itself, so it was kind of out of view for most of the wedding people at the wedding ceremony. So it was kind of like a mostly secluded spot, unfortunately, and but it looks like he was stabbed and then moved into a more discreet position under the awning. But of course, he was always going to be discovered the moment somebody came in to do some catering.
So what was the dwarf doing on the catering boat?
Well, you have to bear in mind that because of the way you've got hundreds of boats all moored together, it's not uncommon to walk across numerous boats to get from one place to another.
Gotcha.
Okay, so the awning, could there have been somebody hiding behind it as he came across? Can we search the boat itself?
Yeah, you can have a search around. Let's have a roll.
I'll jump in on that.
Yeah, I would as
So
well.
this is stuff wouldn't feel useful.
Is that
This will be investigation.
that's a 20, 18 plus 2.
A natural 20 from
Natural
Phil as
20.
well. Okay.
Okay.
One thing that Phil definitely or quickly comes across is there is a belt. It is clearly dwarvish manufactured. It looks like it would fit the corpse. The belt has an empty scabbard with the size of a dagger, scabbard for a dagger, but it is empty. And that you find nearby. The buckle has been broken off where it must have been pulled, you guess.
Looks like someone tried to dispose of the evidence and rather poorly.
Maybe. I think maybe he was grabbed by the belt and his dagger pulled out before he'd been stuck back in him. That would be my reading of that. Okay, so that's all we see on this boat.
That's what you find on this boat, yeah.
Okay. And what are the neighbouring boats?
Okay, depends how big a circle you kind of want to sort of draw in terms of neighbouring boats. So what you've got, because there's numerous riverfolk families here, then you get lots of boats that aren't really staffed for the wedding, if you like, but that just become part of this flotilla in the river, this sort of floating bridge. So the immediate boats around are the ones immediate to this boat. The actual adjacent ones are just guests of the wedding. There's no actual boats here for families that were doing something in the wedding. But some of them are there and amongst their boats. After a little chat, you find that none of these people were actually here at the time. They were over watching there was a ceremony going on amongst the parents of the couple.
What about any animals on the boat, like pets or
Yeah,
chickens?
some of the boats, particularly the catering boat and the boats around it, have various wicker cages on the roof, and you've got a lot of chickens and turkeys and stuff like that in these cages. So presumably they were going to get cooked off at some point during this 3-day wedding. So there's quite a lot of livestock around the catering boat, and that livestock's just sort of being put on any boat that's sort of nearby, just to keep it in proximity of the catering boat.
Okay, so I'm thinking probably the chickens made noise when this happened. 'Cause it seemed like something that would scare chickens. So maybe someone heard that, and that'll give us a rough time frame.
Okay, so you start asking around if there was a disturbance of the chickens. So you're going to be busy with that for a little while. Is anybody else going to be doing anything whilst Pholus is asking people?
I'm going to take a look at just sort of stand around and see what is if there's anybody watching what's going on.
Okay, make a perception check.
Okay.
That is a fair point. Yeah.
Perception. That would be 18.
Okay, he's a little distance away, but you can see Tim looking at you through a telescope. They're just watching.
Okay, is he back on his boat or?
He's sat on a boat nearby. There's a couple of dwarfs there, and a few riverfolk people there. But he's not talking to the riverfolk people at the moment. He's watching you, but some of the dwarves are talking to the riverfolk people.
Okay, we could do with finding out what they're talking about. Since they're watching us, it'd be difficult to sneak over there, so we could just go and walk over and ask. We're investigating this.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Shall we? Who wants to go?
I'll go over and talk to the dwarves with you.
Okay, so Wycliffe and Savannah are going over to talk to Tim. Pholus is asking people in the area if there was a disturbance amongst the chickens. What's Ardus doing?
I'm going to go back to the body. One thing that has been missed, I'm going to look through the pockets, not for the reason why you might be thinking, but I'm going to see if they have anything valuable or any kind of clue as to who this dwarf was, and why someone would have a motive to kill them.
Okay, you find he has an Ashad Thum regime military card. He has a rank and stuff within the military there. He's a low-ranking petty officer. He doesn't have any kind of sort of orders or anything like that, because obviously he wouldn't be walking around with that. But looking at his outfit, it's not like he's in uniform per se, and there's certainly a certain amount of bedded in dirt into his clothes, so that he's been working somewhere dirty.
Is he wearing any jewellery?
Okay. Yeah, he's got a pewter ring. Doesn't look particularly fancy. Has an initial engraved on it, BF.
Okay.
And the players some of the players are smirking.
Does it look like he's had any rings removed, so it has that kind of slightly, fleshy strip thing you get if you wear a ring for ages?
Looks like he had been wearing a bracelet for some time, but that's currently not on him.
Okay. Any sign, say any kind of slit in his clothes that would imply that some kind of mugging was attempted as well?
Slit in his clothes. So.
Yeah, almost like slitting a pocket, that kind of thing.
I see. Yeah, nothing of that sort.
Okay. Okay. So a not particularly high-profile dwarf, but still. Okay. I'm gonna try and approach some people and try and make some conversation about who this dwarf actually was.
Okay. Are you going to be talking to dwarves or riverfolk people?
I'll probably talk to the dwarves first.
Okay, so let's go back to Pholus. So, Pholus, you've been asking around to see if the chickens made any particular cry of noise. And a few people say, well, they're always clucking and chirping and stuff. A few people just say, no. Two people are convinced that they gave they roared up in noise, and that's when people rushed over. So yeah, it's kind of a little inconsistent. People are so unreliable, aren't they? You ask them to stay in the EU, they won't leave. Okay. So is there anything else you want to do, having got an unclear picture from that?
I think I'll probably look for the others after not finding anything out there.
Okay, so let's go to Savannah and Quillen. So you've marched over to Tim.
Yeah, I'm walking away.
Tim and a few dwarves and some riverfolk people who were there.
Yeah. I could say that in character and get all the song titles, but I won't.
So, Quillen will say, hello, my friends. Can I ask you a few questions?
Not until you get over here. Come and sit down, says one of the riverfolk people. And yes, that was a song title. Oh, no, it wasn't. I missaid it. Fuck. Still on the table. Come, take a seat, he says. The dwarves, their fine officer there, were just explaining about the poor murdered fellow and what a nice chap he was. And
Yes, yeah. What was his name?
Boris Farage.
Wow.
Yes, I went there.
All right. So, has he been with your ship very long?
That's classified, says Tim.
Oh, okay.
If I'm doing Tim, I'm going to do a new thing. I think we're going to have a moustache for Tim. There we go. One virtual moustache. That's classified. Actually, you should have he's a dwarf, isn't he? There we go. A little bit big for my face.
Well, as you know, we've got to sort this sort of thing out for ourselves. I mean, we've never met the guy before, and all of a sudden he's dead, and we're being accused. So we're just asking a few general questions.
Yes, and that's classified information. It doesn't pertain to the fact he was murdered only 20 minutes ago, by all accounts. So His length of service is not relevant to your investigation.
That may not be, but what about his occupation then?
He worked for the Ashadthum regime military.
And he came to this place with you on your boat?
He did.
What did he do then? What was his trade?
That's classified.
Okay. Well,
So are you interested in finding out who murdered him?
Of course.
You seemed quite pleased that he was dead when we first saw you.
I'm sorry, but I find your tone slanderous.
You were smiling over a dead body. It sounds like it's not slander to me.
That's an incredibly slanderous thing to state.
Are you denying it then? Shall we find some other witnesses?
I'm afraid you'll have to provenance this claim. I am offended.
But that's fine.
well, there's no need to just argue here. We're both trying to find out what's happening. We're just trying to find out what's happening to happen to him. We should be able to come to some sort of agreement if we both want the same outcome.
Yes, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to help you if your investigation involves throwing accusations relentlessly at me.
I don't know who you are. I've never met you before, so why should I throw accusations at you?
You didn't. The cat did.
Yep, I admit I did. I saw you there.
There has got to be a way for you to do this without accusing me. Oh, that was a title, by the way.
Yeah.
If all you can do is slander the name of an officer of the Ashadthum regime military, then I am sorry to say I can help you no further.
Oh, so he was an officer then?
I am an officer.
Well, in that case, I'm walking away. And that was in character.
You got it.
I walk away and leave, because I'm making the situation worse, leave Quillen to continue investigating.
I'm sorry about the cat. I mean, I think there's been nothing but trouble ever since I picked him up on the boat. But, I can assure you that I've had nothing to do with this. I'd like to find out who did it as much as you do.
Well, surely the best thing for you is to get your independence from them.
Well, yes, but I don't think the locals are going to let me do that, I'm afraid.
Yes, they're in something of restless moods at the moment. It's a grave insult to them to have a murder at their wedding. And yes, I got 2 in there.
Yes. Yeah. Do you have any idea what he was doing on the catering boat? I mean, that seems a bit strange. He was obviously after food, because
I imagine he was walking past it.
Well, seems to be a strange place to fall. That's the title.
A place to fall. Yeah, I'll give you that one. That's close enough.
Yeah, I mean, do you have any idea what he was doing over there? It seems quite strange. It's a long way from your ship, that's all.
Well, my crew are not confined to the ship.
Well, I must say, it's a really nice-looking ship. Quite impressive. That is something quite different.
Yes, well, I wouldn't get too close to our ship. It is property of the Ashadthum regime military.
Evidently, yes. I wouldn't have any thoughts about getting too close to your ship. It's a pity, though, because it'd be nice to have a look around. I'm a bit of a sailor myself, so
There are many people who would like to look around our boat, and they are not welcome.
Well, I better go and look around a few other places and ask a few other questions, if that's okay. I'll, if you don't mind, thank you for your help. That was very kind of you.
Certainly. I'll be here if you come back for more. Oh, yeah, I did. Close enough. Okay, so Jenny, you were... Oh gosh, remind me.
I was wanting to talk to some dwarves about who the victim was.
Okay, so there are a few other dwarves around their boat.
Yes.
So you approach those dwarves.
Okay.
There's like 3 of them sat around the boat, basically. They can't do anything, all their work's done, and they're just sort of sunning it basically on top. They see you come over, they nudge each other, and they stand up on the side of the boat. And they don't actually let you board their boat. They kind of stand up on the side of the boat to talk to you, as it were, as you approach.
Well, I wasn't really intending to board their boat. So I sort of put up a hand as I go over and say, "Gentlemen, I have no qualms with you. I just want to talk to you."
State your purpose. Obviously we know the purpose. You've killed our friend. State your... we're told to... Well, yes, whatever it is, say what you've got to say.
Well, that's the thing, I haven't, you see. And I was hoping that you could, I suppose, give me a little bit more insight as to who this guy was. I feel quite sorry for him, really, and quite sorry for you, since you obviously knew him. I mean, who was he? Who would want to kill
Farish was the
him?
best damn engineer we ever had. No, he wasn't.
Really?
You just told him that he was an engineer. Shut it. You two,
So-
keep your mouth shut. I'll do all the talking now.
Okay, all right. To the person who says, "I'll do all the talking now," I'm gonna sort of very discreetly start playing my bagpipes and cast Charm Person on him.
Okay. That gives you advantage on charisma rolls, doesn't it?
No.
Oh.
You take a Wisdom save.
Oh, right, okay.
And then if you fail, then you're my friend for an hour.
What's your DC?
My DC looks like you passed it. Yeah, 12.
Yeah, I'll do all the talking. I'm pulling rank. Just because you're an ABO. Sorry, ABS. Yeah, that makes me the highest ranked here. So, what's your questions?
Well, you say he was an engineer. Was he very talented? Did people look up to him? Or was there perhaps some jealousy in there from other people?
We are one crew and we are united.
To be honest, you don't really sound like you are, with all that bickering.
That's because we've got... Well, look, we are, okay? Isn't that right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So if I perhaps went to report you lot to a superior for potential deceitfulness within your ranks, then he would tell me, "Oh, there is no problem."
Oh, come on. You're not going to do that to me, are you? I mean,
Oh.
why anyway? What are we being deceitful over? We're just trying to follow our orders and at the same time respecting our compatriots on the river.
Okay. Is that quite hard to manage, doing both at once?
Oh,
Is there some tension there?
you have to understand that we're a military, so we have military pressures based, not pressures, wrong word. We have military demands placed upon our conduct.
Hmm. And is there any time when this conduct is breached or taken for granted?
Well, everybody knows that a good, hard-working dwarven soldier has their place in the military until they retire and become a citizen. But for those who fail in the military, you're put on guard duty up in the mountains. You have to build your hut and everything. Oh yeah, that
Ah,
happened to old Bill. Yes. And you know, he got put to that station where there were 8 other guardhouses that were empty and running and perfectly fine to live in. And they made him build his own. Yeah. Well, that serves him right for answering back, eh?
wait, Bill, did you say?
Yeah. He was in our unit 2 years ago.
Oh. And what of Boris? Because I noticed that he'd obviously been working somewhere that was quite muddy.
Oh yeah, he's down in the engine. Well, no, the mud will be from the shore, won't it? No, he's down in the engine room.
You don't
You're
get
not
mud from an engine room.
what? Don't get what? Sorry.
You don't get mud in an engine room. You get
Oh, not
oil
mud. No,
in an
that's
engine room.
quite. That's why he's a little bit grubby.
No, it wasn't oil that was found on him. It was mud.
Oh, he went somewhere muddy.
It seemed like he'd been there for some time, though. He didn't just go for a walk. He had it all over his trousers.
Then his trousers were somewhere muddy.
So you didn't see him go off at any point.
Well, of course, he left the boat to go get the bit, and oh, you're saying too much.
Get the what? Sorry?
Nothing.
Yes, deceitfulness, as I was saying, and general reporting and...
You mean maintaining our orders? We've
Well,
said too much already.
You're not maintaining them very well. You are indeed saying too much, apparently.
Well, we're trying not to, but at the same time, we're trying to cooperate and help you in any way that we can within the confines of the situation that we've been placed in by the fact that you murdered our friend. Allegedly.
Well, yes, allegedly. The only reason why you think I murdered your friend is because someone else said I did.
Well, it doesn't look like anyone else, does it?
Well, I'm blue, for one thing. There's a bit of a clue there. If you saw a blue halfling stab your friend,
I
and
didn't see who stabbed my friend and compatriot in the regime.
so how can you know that this allegation is truth if you didn't see anything?
At that moment, you become aware of someone standing behind you.
How close? Sort of like really close?
Quite close, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna sort of turn my head sideways so I can sort of see in the corner of my eye, but not taking my eye off the people in front of me.
Can I help you, Master Ardus? Says Tim.
Wait, does he know my name, or has he somehow like found it out in order to have like told him his name?
Yeah, he knows your names.
He was the one that gave us our papers.
Oh yeah, of course.
You've had so many interactions with him over a long period of time. He'll know everyone's names but Quillen's.
Okay, I turn around and say, actually, yes, you can. This military unit, they seem to be a bit inconsistent about how to actually do their jobs. One minute they tell me they can't tell me everything, the next minute they can. And it's inconsistent, you see.
They have instructions not to reveal any Ashadthu military secrets. Undoubtedly, your questions are putting them in a difficult position, and they're doing their best to help you.
I love how you say I'm putting them in a difficult position. I've just been accused of
Unquestionably.
murder.
Unquestionably. These are fine, trusted dwarves of the Ashad-Thum regime military. Their loyalty is unquestionable. Their duty of service, these dwarves are the elite.
Yes, absolutely. So therefore, it must be right then now that I should speak to you, since you are their superior. So tell me, can you actually name anyone who saw the murder happen?
And at that moment, I'll cut over to Pholas for a bit. So, what were you doing, Pholas? You went off to
Well,
find dwarves, didn't you?
I went to find the others.
Ah, the others.
Um,
Yeah. Okay. So you come across Savannah and Quillen as they return from speaking to Tim at the boat with the Riverfolk people. So the three of you are together. What do you do?
I'll just fill the two of them in on what I got out of Tim and say I'm going to try again. I'm going to take some wine and try and play up to them and see if we can get anything out of them that way. A few glasses of wine might make them a bit more free and easy with information.
I could just punch him.
you should be careful. He might let you wake up in his arms. You're too heavy there.
No, that was a good one.
And have inspiration. That's another subtitle. Well, it's not off the list. You can do that one twice. So.
Okay, there, that's so many. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be much use interrogating dwarves unless you do want me to punch him. So I think I'll continue investigations elsewhere.
Okay. Quillen's going to go in search for a large jug of wine and 3 or 4 cups.
Okay, that's easily found in this.
He's just going to take them.
Yeah, that's easily done here. So, and then you heading over towards Tim and Ardis.
Yeah, I'll head over and.
Okay, so whilst the other three are going off to speak to Tim by the dwarven boat, Savannah, what are you going to do?
I want to go back to the scene of to the catering boat.
Mm-hmm.
Find out what's actually on the boat in terms of supplies, and then investigate further the mud to see if there's anything about it that could find a location from it.
Okay, so the boat itself, it's a riverfolk boat. It has mast. It's got cabin. People live on this all year round. What they've got though is a reasonable deck area, which is covered with an awning that has tables set up on it for preparation of food. And as you know, a lot of that food is on the surrounding boats, just sort of stored there. Make an investigation roll as you study the mud.
I'd also be using tools and equipment out of my herbalism kit.
Okay, I will give you advantage on the roll.
Probably just as well. Okay, that makes it 18.
Okay, you're fairly sure after doing some analysis on this mud and boiling up a bit and stuff and what have you, you're pretty sure that this mud is silted from the river. It has come from the river.
Okay.
So it is this is mud that has been in contact with river water.
Yeah. Okay. So, but the body itself and clothes weren't wet at all.
No.
Okay. So I'm going to go off in search of the closest area where that mud might be found, i.e. the nearest bank.
Yeah. So it'd be one of the 2 banks. So you head over to one of the banks, and as you get onto the bank, you realise that the other side it kind of dips away, and there is a hut with a workshop there. Cutting back to the other 2. Other 3 now. So as Ardis, as you're talking to Tim, two of your friends come up behind him. So we've kind of got the conga line of death set up.
I say to them, oh guys, I'm just struggling terribly to find anyone who can actually be a witness to the murder. It's not looking very good for these people.
I've already asked my men if they were witnesses to the murder, and none of them were.
So, who was, and how can you accuse me of murdering your
I don't have
friend?
that information, and I have made no such accusation. The law of the river people puts you liable to investigate the murder. As you are the ones with the most to gain from the killing of a dwarf, you are therefore the ones who must prove that you didn't do it. That is the way of the river people. It's nothing to do with me.
There was a gentleman, I believe he worked with you. I was talking to him. It must have been seconds before we had the call out about the body. Perhaps we could talk to him as at least a witness that I wasn't there at the time.
Oh, I see your little union is coming apart at the seams as each strives to prove themselves as independent and not involved.
Well, this isn't getting us very far at all, my friends. So I've found some wine. Just have a drink and discuss it a little bit further, so we can find out what's happening between us.
I like your style, Quillen.
Well, you can go and get drunk. We, of course, will be mourning a lost friend and compatriot in arms.
Well, have a drink to him. See him off in style.
We'll be holding our own service in private once this wedding is cleared. And I can't drink whilst on duty.
Oh, duty schmooty. You're only talking to a blue halfling, a cat, and a pirate, and Folus.
Even Tim struggles not to laugh at that.
Come on, have a drink with us. Let bygones be bygones for a change. Anyway, being drunk is only a state of mind.
And I should be keeping my state of mind and clarity of thought with me. Thank you very much for the offer.
So I get a little glass out of my backpack.
And Quillen will just look at that and pour you one of the big cup goblets he's got and give it to you.
Ooh, now steady on. I'm not a lightweight, but wow, that's oh well, bottoms up.
I fill up the other three and pass them around to whoever's taking them. So I'll say to Tim, the guy in charge of the river folk here, he's given us this chance to sort of like clear ourselves. Do you know much about the river folk? I mean, are you involved with them very much?
I'm familiar with some of their customs, not all. It's the first time I've been to a riverfolk wedding. I'd rather be getting on down the river, as I'm sure would you, but we must respect their customs. It is, after all, their river.
Well, certainly, yes.
The first time you've been to one of them investigations?
I'm sorry, I think your connection just declared independence, Steffi. I couldn't hear what you said.
Is it the first time you've been to one of their investigations? Not that I'm accusing you, of course. This seems to happen now. It could have happened before.
And if I had, it would have been in the capacity of an Ashatu regime military officer, and I wouldn't be able to talk about it.
Have you seen any more, any other halflings around at all? Have you? There was one particular one we were looking out for, but we seem to have missed him.
Ardis is the only halfling I have ever come across. Did you say your name was Quillen?
Yes, it is. Yes.
And what town is your boat registered at?
Sorry, what was that?
And what town is your boat registered at?
It's not registered as such. It's just we just move around. We don't stay in one place long enough to register.
Where was it built?
Oh, it was built down in Moraine.
Ah, Moraine boat. I see.
Thing is, though, Tim, Artist is a very common halfling name, and we've been looking for someone who looks a bit like me and is also called Ardus. He's not blue, by the way.
Well, halflings are not very common. If I had seen another halfling who looked like you, I'm sure I would know.
He is quite tall for a halfling. He could have been mistaken for a very short dwarf.
Not by a dwarf. And with that, I'm going to cut back to Savannah, so I can take this bit off. So yes, you come over the bank to see this workshop down on the field below. In fact, as you get to the bank, you can actually see a sign for it and a proper little walkway down from the river, just further upstream, or downstream actually, given the direction of the river. Which you'd not been able to see before because it's, there's so many boats there. So yeah, you see this little workshop. There's a human person working there. He's hammering something. Looks like he's doing a bit of blacksmithing.
Okay, so I walk along the walkway, examining the ground for footprints, etc., near the riverbank.
Okay,
First, before approaching the cottage.
Let's have an investigation roll.
Ooh, lots of them. That would be... No, I think I'm tripping over my own feet.
You could use your inspiration.
Actually, yeah, I could, because I can't seem to manage to save it to my character sheet anyway. So yeah, that's the second roll, is it?
Yeah.
That's exactly the same number. No, actually, no, it's a 10, I think that came up to in total.
Yeah. You don't find any footprints here, or at least if you do find footprints, it's nothing discernible and you can't figure out what size feet they're even from.
Yeah, okay, so in that case, approach the hammering blacksmith.
Yep.
Hello there.
Oh, blimey. Oh, you speak.
Oh, yeah.
I thought my number was up. I'm so sorry. I had no idea.
Sorry, yeah. Yeah, so, do you like these, by the way? They're pretty neat, these blades.
Is this, are you, I'm a poor man. I don't have much in the way of gold.
No, nor me. I'm a poor monk.
Right.
No need to be scared. I'm just investigating a murder.
Not mine, I hope.
Not as far as I know.
Okay, good.
Have you been visited by any of the dwarves from the wedding?
Yes, I have, yes.
Anyone in particular, or multiple?
Between you and me, they all look the same.
I know, but this one was, well, short, really short, way down there. He would have had a dagger and a belt, had a bracelet on as well.
Honestly, I think most people on the river have a dagger of some kind or longer. I suppose if you're a dwarf, you would have something shorter. Mm-hmm. Sorry, what actually is your question? So who was murdered?
The dwarf I'm describing, so I'm trying to find out
Oh.
whether he'd been here.
Well, there was a dwarf came for a particular part, gave me a very complicated shape to make, but I made it.
Ah, so did he say he was from the big dwarven boat?
Had a uniform on of sorts, sort
Mm,
of.
a bit grubby?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, well, I mean, he's an engineer, I think, so that would make
I imagine
sense.
so. It wasn't like the dwarves I've met previously, but he definitely had military bearing.
Okay. Do you still have the drawing?
No, I wasn't allowed to keep it. To be honest, I've no
Mm,
idea what it's for.
no, but it was a metal part, I take it, giving you a profession.
Yeah, so and he gets a stick and sort of sketches it into some mud off to the side, and it basically looks like a plumbing 90-degree angle sort of thing with some
Okay.
bits welded on.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, haven't a clue what that is either. But looks like it was complicated to make. You must be good at your trade.
Not bad. I mean, as I don't profess to be the best blacksmith in the land, just the only one on the river.
So he had to come back for that. Obviously, it looks really difficult to make.
Yes, they arrived last night, so I got the commission then, and he asked me to work through the night to make it, so I did. I mean, mostly I make. I'm very good at cutlery. Um, goblets, tableware, cooking pots, stuff for the river folk usually. Nothing like that. It's quite unusual.
Mind you, you said the river folk are nearly all armed, so you must be good at weaponsmithing as well.
Oh, yeah, most people in a world like this, where you've got boglins down by, oh crap, I forgot the name of the town. The worst part was
Little
there, as I said, oh crap, I just thought I was in the office and had to give 50p to the swear box. I should know my own world. Sorry?
Was it Little Dock?
Little Dock?
No, that's
No.
that's up north. It's the other end in the.
Okay.
I'm looking for my map. I'm gonna get this right, damn it. Not like that. Not like that. Right. My map of the world. Here we go. Zoom in a little bit. Etonfar. Yes, a perfectly sensible place name. Yes, you've got the Boglins down by Etonfar. You've got, well, let's be honest, nobody ever knows if a dwarf can be trusted or not. Then, of course, you've got the pirates going up and down the river. Or House Elm. Blasted high elves. And, yes, it's the world is not that safe a place, let's be honest. So, yeah, most people do carry a blade of some description or a weapon of some kind. That's the nature of the world we live in. I mean, I appreciate that you're not from these parts, but you yourself are armed twice.
Oh, definitely. I agree with you. It's a really dangerous place. As I say, someone's been murdered. So that sounds like a strange event at a wedding, though.
Well, look, river folk don't usually have this kind of trouble amongst themselves. The trouble we get on this river is those blasted high elves, and if you go too close to Wet and Far, almost always you get stung by boglins. Well, for us on the small boats, anyway, I say us, I live here. I did travel through the swamps at Etonfar once. Wasn't always a river person. Never really got on with owning a boat, though.
No, I don't like the water myself, so I can well understand that. Okay, so do you remember when he picked up the part?
That's probably only I guess not even an hour ago now.
Okay.
Maybe getting on for that.
So
I've not long finished it.
Savannah does some calculations based on that compared to.
Yeah, I mean,
where we are now.
basically, he was quite likely walking back from here to his boat.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah, there was him and his friend.
okay, do you I know they all look the same, they do to me, but do you
Oh no,
any
this one
distinguishing
didn't.
features?
This
Oh,
one didn't.
okay.
He was much skinnier, didn't have a beard.
What skinny
That's quite a skinny dwarf without a beard.
skinny dwarf without a beard? I don't see many dwarves without beards.
No,
Wasn't by
that's
any
why I remember it.
chance carrying musical instruments?
He's carrying loads of rubbish.
Something
They've been.
that might have looked like a dead cat with things sticking out of it?
I didn't look at. I had no idea. They were having a discussion far off just after the dwarf picked up his bits, and then the two dwarves had a row and they walked off
Walked off in different directions, or
together.
walked
Well,
off
it
together?
looked like the dwarf was carrying by the scruff of his neck, actually.
The bearded dwarf was carrying the non-bearded dwarf, or the other way around?
Correct.
Yeah, thank you. So the non-bearded dwarf was being carried.
Well, they had an altercation, yes, and the non-bearded dwarf, the skinny one, he was definitely being shoved.
Shoved. Okay, okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Okay. Well, thank you very much for your help. Is there anything else that you notice strange around here?
There's a talking cat.
Yeah. Okay. I can meow if you like.
Where are you from, Ethan? I've never seen one of your kind. Do you have a name? Your animals?
We're just simple. We just call ourselves tiger folk.
Oh, well, that fits.
No need to complicate things.
Yeah. Well, it's been an experience.
Okay. Well, I'll come back and visit you again then.
Oh. But knives and cutlery. Maybe sharpen those wrist things. I have a grinding stone.
Oh, well, yeah, definitely. When they need sharpening, you're my man.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they tend to get sort of caught on the dwarven armour. It's sort of a bit. Sort of,
And with that, we'll go back over to the other three. I can't remember what we were saying when I went away from you.
I think we were sort of basically questioning and insulting Tim, weren't we? Really?
Yeah, and then you got really big glasses of wine.
Wine, that's right.
Yeah, and just refusing to drink.
Is there anyone else around apart from these dwarves? Is there any of the?
Yeah, there's riverfolk people around. In fact, you're standing on the boat as somebody who's just currently just flapping around at the back of his boat. Seems to be fiddling with something on the boat.
Something on the boat.
Yeah, it's
I'm going
it's a
to
woman.
go ask if he needs help with something.
She said, "Oh no, just it's getting a bit tatty round the back here. I think I'm gonna have to paint it and maybe get this wood repaired here. I can get up to Little Dock sometime soon."
I would go the other way if I was you. Ravadoc doesn't look in the best shape at the moment.
No. What do you mean not in the best shape?
There was some large damage done to some of the buildings.
Oh, really? What on earth happened? Mr. Griffin? I've heard of griffins.
Well, if I told you I might be accused of slander, I'll give sort of a nod towards the dwarfs.
You say the dwarves did something to Little Dock?
Oh, I'm saying nothing. Just there's some conclusions that
It's a peculiar vessel, and it makes the strangest of noises in the night.
Does it? Is that all the
It
time
did.
and you just sail more in the night?
Yeah,
Or
in the night it made this. Where's its sails?
it's strange. We've seen it moving without sails. Don't
They
know.
have sails under the water. How would that even work?
We could go down and have a look. Can you
I
swim?
reckon it's magic.
Could be.
Or
I want to
horse?
see those underwater seas.
That Tim is some kind of warlock. You mark my words. You don't be messing around with them. Warlocks are dangerous people.
He is quite a shifty character, and I sort of look at my bagpipes, since he's not befallen once to any of my spells.
Dwarf of plus luck.
You wouldn't mind if I like tie my rope here and I'll go down and have a look just in case it is underwater sails. I'm quite curious now.
Couldn't swim.
Well, I can give it a shot. That's what the rope's for.
Those pustules don't get in the water, do they? Because we eat the fish.
Oh, do you want to go down instead then?
I think it's getting changed again. But some of those sores look like they're open. Not to be rude, I mean, I have no objection at all, but I do want to eat the fish, and that doesn't look like it. Do you want me to dress those wounds for you? I could do that for you. You know, my auntie taught me some lovely itch cures. I could knock some up for you.
Would you be charging? I'm a bit low on money at the moment.
No. These are river folk, darling. We all help
Yeah.
each other here.
I'll very grateful.
Come on into my cabin, and I will introduce you to Aunt Nagy's wonderful itchless cream.
That sounds perfect. It's a lot.
And I'll dress those boils for you.
I may need to take a keg with me.
What?
Quillen,
Keg.
Quillen, have you got any more wine, Quillen? Because I intend to very much stay out here while that's being done.
Yeah, of course we do. We can always get some more.
Repulsive. Oh hey, I've got a bit of mead left if you want some.
Pour artist some more wine. So, Tim, you still on duty, Tim? Do you wanna partake?
No, thank you. I shall not be partaking. And you all find yourselves together for the first time in a little while, actually, as Savannah returns from the bank.
Oh, where have you been? I haven't seen you've been gone for a while.
Yeah, made some interesting discoveries. So maybe we should go and have a chat.
Okay. Folus is below decks at the moment, so can we go to the other end of the boat, away from the dwarves?
Just away from Tim, yeah.
You could go several boats away, would probably be the best thing to do to get out of earshot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So fill them in on the discoveries of the riverbank, and mentioned the hairless dwarf. Could that be Ardus? Non-blue Ardus, shall we say? And that they went off together, but argumentative. So somewhere between there and the murder scene, the piece of equipment that was made has gone missing, and so has the hairless dwarf.
Dwarf have bagpipes on him?
Apparently, you all look the same to him.
Yeah,
So
but
I
not
did
every
I did describe
unless you're
you
blue.
in glowing terms, of course.
not every halfling carries a pair of bagpipes.
No, so I think maybe if you go over to the guy in the hut, he would recognise you as a non-blue version
Yeah, I
of
suppose
yourself, maybe.
so. I suppose so. But Ardis would never leave his bagpipes behind or lose them. Never
I
he
did
did.
describe them to the guy to the
Mm.
blacksmith.
Mhm.
You know, it's a bit like a dead cat with things sticking out of it, but he didn't seem to recognise that.
Oh. Well, I found out that this dwarf who was stabbed, he was sort of semi-high in the regime, but not high enough really to warrant a murder. Nothing was stolen from him. He didn't really have anything valuable on him. But his trousers were really muddy. And these dwarfs in the military who I spoke to, they kept saying something about like a mountain area where some of the soldiers are sent to.
Well, I think the mud on his trousers is a bit more explainable by going onto the bank. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's, but maybe the ingrained dirt could be explained
Yeah,
there.
quite possibly. But they kept insisting it was because of the engine oil. I said, you what? You don't get mud down an engine oil, you get oil. But no, they wouldn't have it.
Am I there or am I still getting strange things done to me?
At the moment, you're getting strange things done to you, and she does indeed
Okay.
apply cream and bandage various boils up in a kind of linen that actually she tells you is waterproof. So she you find that a lot of your torso and legs and stuff are bandaged right now. And yeah, she sends you on your way. You rejoin the others, and they catch you up. Carry on conversing.
Okay.
Okay.
So we do know that they took at least one thing through because Ardis and I both talked to the guy and couldn't get a good look at the thing. But they took something.
Well, looking at artists, I mean, why would the other artists want this thing from the boat, this bit that was made?
No idea.
Have you ever had interest in boats or
No, not
stealing from
really.
dwarves?
Do we know if the dead dwarf got back to the boat?
I didn't find that out.
Well, we threw the other artist overboard. What if he was rescued?
He was badly wounded, though. Sure, there would have been more blood.
Well, we can solve that one once and for all. Just it's not very far back to the bank. I'm sure I told the blacksmith I'd go back and visit him.
I'm looking up at the sky at this point. Is it getting dark by now?
Evening isn't far off.
Okay. All right, Savannah. I'll have 2 more glasses and then I will come to the bank.
I'll drink them on the way and sort of.
I can't do that. I'll give me indigestion.
Do you want piggyback ride again?
We'll be able to pick some food up on the way over as well, wouldn't we? So it'll be okay.
All right. Okay. If you're insisting.
Yeah, I grab Ardis, put him on my shoulders like a little kid.
Oh, wow, you really are insisting. Okay.
Yeah, and managed to find as many things to bash his head into as I walk under beams and sails as possible.
Okay, I see your point.
Okay, so you're heading over. I take it to the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you arrive, the workman is there, or Smith, whatever. He's did quite a lot of things, judging by the tools. You could be a leather worker, blacksmith, and so forth. Hello.
You seen one of these
friends.
before?
Yes, that's the one from earlier, but painted.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, he's not painted. It doesn't come off.
No, I saw him earlier. He wasn't that colour.
Yeah, well, actually, it's
I
a long
presume that's
story.
something to do with the healing magics that's been cast on him.
Well, yes. You recognise the powerful healing magics?
Well, this morning he was looking a lot more beaten up. Now he doesn't, but he looks blue. I'm putting that down to healing magic.
Ah, okay. Different healing
Uh-huh.
magic than we're thinking of then. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, in fact, there are two people like this, unfortunately.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. They
Hmm. Yeah, but look, this one's blue.
What did you say?
We can just nothing. Well, we can at least tell this one apart.
Look, the whole blue thing was an unfortunate incident with some large monster that Savannah managed to kick awake.
Nothing to do with me. That was the other me.
What?
Oh, don't start that again.
See, and you think that I'm mad? Other me?
Can
No,
I
you
help
just,
you with something?
well, I think you just did. But
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming that this other halfling was carrying something similar to this, and I sort of hold out my bagpipes.
Half what? No, dwarfs.
Oh yeah. Sorry, what was I saying? Dwarfs. Yes, definitely dwarf.
I
Nothing
don't know
else.
what he was carrying. He was carrying stuff. I just saw a dwarf.
You just saw a dwarf. I wonder if he took like a growth
Like now, I see two
potion or
dwarfs.
something.
Like then, I see two dwarves. I see two dwarves. Seems to be the pattern of my day. Does somebody want my services?
What? I'm not a dwarf.
You are? Don't be stupid.
Why does this person think I'm a dwarf?
Why would you not be?
Because I'm a halfling. We're a bit shorter. We have a bit more of an attitude.
Look,
Oh.
these are
What,
easy to
more
tell
of that?
apart.
Yeah, make a
These
hell of
are
a
easy
noise
to
on
tell
the dead
apart.
cat.
Well,
Dwarves have beards, halflings don't.
no beard. I've been trying to grow one out for ages. It's just been a little tiny stubble. It's really annoying.
Oh. Okay, so you're some kind of dwarf from the west or something. I don't know. Whatever.
If you want,
I'm not going
want
to learn
to
the name
call
for
it
every.
that,
Sorry, but I don't really need to nor want to learn the names for every subspecies.
that's not the point. So this other dwarf is my type of dwarf. Yes.
Well, I don't know what. Sorry, I was about to crack a joke like that. I suppose. Looked into. I saw you this morning.
Yeah, I think we've possibly got as much as we're going to out of this guy.
Hmm.
Thank you very much for your help.
You wouldn't have any more weapons like this, and I'll show him my spear.
I could make a spear, I suppose.
Yeah, sure, artist. You have money on you, right? This one is not working. You have seen how I fought. This is not working.
Folus, I gave the rest of my money to a rather threatening dragon. I'm all out.
I'll keep with the cost spear then. Now go to the blacksmith. I'm sorry. I'm sure your work would be fantastic.
What is it with dwarfs?
Maybe I'm related to dwarfs.
800 people here, and I'm dwarfs all day.
All day to just some more dwarves come back.
Yes, I had two dwarves this morning. I have two dwarves now. I'm being surrounded by dwarves and for some reason talking cats.
Yeah, but talking
Well,
cats
some
don't
days
move.
this sort of things just happens.
And I have to say, out of preference, I'll take the talking cat. Seems far less problematic.
You're obviously a bit distraught. Why don't you take the rest of the day off? Just a suggestion. Yeah, all good for your well-being and all that. I'm self-employed, you see, so I have to make sure I get enough time, to relax. And you just seem a bit stressed out to me.
Dwarves. Dwarves. Are you going to buy something?
Not this
Cutlery,
time round.
crockery, cookware. Repair your stuff on the boats. Rings of the hoops things.
I don't think we've got anything broken at the moment, I'm afraid.
Well, would you awfully mind going and breaking something, then coming back and buying something?
Okay, I'm all for that.
Okay.
Tend to be good at that.
As soon as we find this other hairless dwarf, we'll break something.
Yep. But he doesn't want dwarves back, so maybe we better not bring him back here.
Right, so what do you do?
We go looking for hairless dwarves.
Yes, we've
It's a bit like canvassing. You sort of show around a picture, but we've got a blue version, like a black and white picture.
Well, if it was other artists, wouldn't he have just ran? It didn't seem like he was friends with the dwarf, so
Well,
wouldn't
someone's
he
fished
You never
him
know.
out of the water.
You never know. He could have befriended them for one reason or another. I mean, maybe they had really nice wine, and he bought some or something. I don't know.
You ask around. As it happens, you start with the boats that are nearest your walk back, right? And the first boat you come to is a family that says, yes, he walked over our boat earlier while we were having breakfast, lunch or something. So, but yes, not the same. Very
not
similar.
blue.
So incredibly similar. Is that common with your people?
Yes, it can be. Yes.
No, I do. You know, it can be difficult with some races, but I always do my best to distinguish and pick up distinguishing marks. But you even have the same little mark over your left eyes. That's unbelievable.
That was caused by a disease, but it's all fine. I'm not contagious anymore. It's just like a scar, one of the symptoms.
And that darker freckle.
Yep, another symptom. Dark freckles. Terrible illness.
And the same hairstyle.
Hereditary.
Wow, that's I'm astounded. And what did you say your species was called again?
Halflings. We're a funny little bunch.
Never heard of you.
But going back to the situation at hand, do you know what he was doing on the boat? Did he look like...
just crossing with the dwarf.
Which way?
Yeah.
Heading toward the dwarven boat. They were talking quite loudly. Sorry to say that I didn't pay attention to exactly what was said.
Did it sound happy or angry? Or
I would say that the halfling was that's right to use your species name in that context, is it?
Yes.
I don't wish to offend. The halfling fellow was much more. Is fellow okay? I'm not sure. Is that the
Well, actually, that one was a female.
Oh,
This one
right.
here is, but it's
Oh, that I
tail.
see. Is that the difference then with the genders? The males are blue. Is that?
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
You got it.
Um, um, okay. Well, the lady was quite aggravated. Quite a deep bellowing voice. I don't know if that certainly sounded aggravated to my ears.
Hmm.
Was some other sound as well as that just before they got on the boat that I couldn't place.
Was it a sort of loud trumpeting
Um,
howl?
no, more melodic, but quite loud, but very brief.
Okay.
And was this before or after the murder?
Oh, well, the I saw the dwarf who got murdered with him.
How long?
Sorry.
How long before the commotion of the murder did you see the two together?
Um, it wasn't long before.
That's not Savannah.
Hey, so where are you? Around here somewhere? No? Gone. It was not long before. At most a few minutes.
Did you see him? Did you see him leave? After that, or did you see him again, or did he come back this way, or?
Well, actually, they parted ways just after crossing my boat, but I didn't see what happened afterwards because they'd passed out of my view. But it did seem that the lady halfling had turned off, and the dwarf carried on to his boat.
Can you give us at least a rough estimate where you think she went?
Uh, no, because I'm calling a 3-minute break so I can get a glass of water and have a quick smoke. So we're going to take a few minutes whilst I indulge in various chemical addictions. But feel free to chat amongst yourselves, and I shall be right back.
Yep. I'm taking a quick break too.
Me too. I'll have to shoot off a sec.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
And I'm back.
So we've got 5 minutes, or we have to roll up new characters.
No, I didn't
Well-
see which way they went. I think towards the wedding party, perhaps. The lady parted off to the right. The dwarf appeared to carry on. That's as much as I could see, and it was out. Look, I mean, I was sat at this table. That's the window out, obviously.
You'd be willing to tell the elder this? Just exactly what you told us?
Oh, I would be happy to state that, and now I understand you're not the same halfling. Well, it's not a complete picture, of course.
I don't think Mark's here.
No, we'll give it just a moment longer.
Okay.
So if you're enjoying this episode, I hope you are. We've got 4 viewers at the moment. Yay! Don't know what we had beforehand. Let's have a look. What's our peak viewing tonight? Peak viewing was 6. Maybe we lost 2 at the break. I don't know. Look. But let's get the analytics up. Let's have a look. God,
Well,
why does...
at least you can see your analytics. Mine's just completely broken.
I don't know why YouTube live streaming does this. I create a stream, and it's like, your stream has been running a day. From the end. Like, what is that about? So anyway,
Have to build up the hype.
so I have no idea if we lost him on the break or not. But oh really, Mr. Davis, is that a fact? And Lord Morbius is asking if he could ask a question about the GameCom.
Yes, I suppose, unless I don't know the answer, in which case, no.
We'll take that question and then we'll carry on. Except it apparently takes a little while longer to type, or with latency and everything else. So,
It's a shame that it doesn't show like a little dot or something that shows that they're typing.
Yeah, maybe we'll just okay. So what? Just to catch you up, Mark, because I answered Folus's question, which was the lady halfling went off to the right. The dwarf carried on. The dwarf was in view just a little bit longer through the window, but he couldn't see much more than that. The right would have taken the halfling toward the marriage stuff going on downstream.
Thank you. So we're back live.
We are back live, yes. Looks like that question's gone to your Facebook, Jenny, so we can just carry on.
Yeah, no, I've got it, yeah.
So just distracting my players during the game then, Randall. Right, let's see if we can reunify this adventure and carry on. No, we can't. Yes. So that's pretty much what you get from him, to be honest.
Okay, so anybody on the the next boat?
Yeah, so you go down. There's nobody in at the next boat, but the one after that is a very rickety, run-down-looking boat. But it looks like it's just had the deck washed, and because it's wet. And there's definitely people inside the cabin, as you can hear them moving around and stuff. You can feel the boat move as they move.
Okay. So.
Bang on top of the cabin. Show, hello, anyone aboard?
After a moment, well, you hear a little bit of bickering inside, and a scruffy man answers the door. His wiry hair and looks quite old but muscular, and he says, What do you want?
We just wanted to ask you a quick question, actually.
What's your question?
Did you earlier see a one of these, but not blue? Maybe even talking to a dwarf.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Did you see which way you went?
Yeah, I saw him stab the dwarf.
You saw him stab the dwarf.
Yes, I did.
Right.
Daddy, not now.
Oh, this is serious. When did you see this happen?
When the dwarf was murdered.
Yes, but what time of day?
It's about an hour ago.
Really, that recent?
Yeah, you've been wandering around and stuff for about, well, an hour and a half or something. Yeah, however long it's been.
Wandering around. Did he
However,
appear?
however long you've been investigating in your minds is however long ago it was. There you go, hour and a half or so.
Did he appear sober, or was he a bit more on the inebriated side?
Oh well, they were arguing. The dwarf accused him of seeing his part, and I imagine the dwarf had been to the loo or something. I don't know, but they were arguing, and you killed him. I saw it with my own eyes. Dad, not now. After dinner.
Well, for one thing, this halfling you were describing is not blue, and I am blue. There's only one blue halfling, and that's me.
You can paint your face all you like. I saw you do it.
I start sort of unbuttoning my shirt. It's not paint. You can throw water on me at this point. I really don't care. It's not paint.
Savannah looks around for some water.
Did you see what happened after the stabbing? What did you do then? Did you just run off, or
Ran away.
is that all he did? Run away?
Where to?
Yes.
Did the dwarf have anything with him?
He was a dwarf.
Yeah.
What's that supposed to mean?
Stuff.
Well, what kind of stuff? Be more specific.
Not now. Well, I don't know. It's all alien to me, innit? They fancy uniforms and stuff.
Yeah, Savannah describes the part from the blacksmith.
Where did he go? Which direction?
I don't know. I went to the dwarf's aid, didn't I?
Did the dwarf say anything?
Sorry?
Did the dwarf say anything?
No, he was dead.
So how did he get from here to where he was found?
That's where he was stabbed.
Did he have any?
You're
Did he have any parts with any metalwork with him?
I don't know. I saw him stab the dwarf over there.
Where was he pointing to?
The boat where the dwarf was found.
Oh, right. So he wasn't stabbed here on your boat.
No.
It just, the deck was cleaned. I thought it might have been.
I'm proud of my boat.
It's a lovely boat.
you should be. It's a
It really
lovely
isn't.
boat.
Yeah, but I don't know. But Savannah doesn't know boats.
Oh, you think because I keep my boat clean and tidy, that I killed a dwarf here and dragged him over there, do you?
No, but we
Well-
think somebody might have done.
Yeah, somebody definitely did.
What do you mean somebody definitely? He was killed over there. I saw it happen by you.
How do you know that the dwarf wasn't already dead? And
Because he
He
was
appeared-
walking.
and it made it look like this person who looks like me was stabbing him when he was actually already dead, in order to frame me. Because I can see him doing that.
But I watched you do it. You can you can deny it all you like, but I saw you, Daddy, after dinner.
Okay, I take a look at this kid who keeps sort of trying to get his dad's attention.
There's two kids. The one that's speaking up is a young girl.
Okay.
She's about 7 years old. She's quite poorly dressed, and she looks like she's frustrated with her father.
What's the matter with you then, eh?
No, you leave my kids out of this. They're too young to be involved with murderers and the likes of you.
What's Daddy going to do after dinner?
And to fix my toy.
Your toy?
My rattle. It's a bit young for a 7-year-old. Hang on. my doll.
Oh.
Because we believe in archetypal female and male toys that distinguish.
Well, I'll help fix it if you want.
I'm not having no murderer in my cabin.
Well, I can do it here then if you want.
No, I'd ask you kindly to leave my boat. I'm not playing host to a murderer. I saw you do it.
It'll take like 2 minutes. It's only a doll. Well, it just needs the head screwing back on or something.
Get off my boat.
Okay, I'm going to try and use a second charm spell on this kid.
Okay. Oh, I better roll with resistance, hadn't I?
Yep, wisdom save. If this fails, then so help me God.
14!
14! Jesus Christ!
Sorry.
Awful good.
This kid is like, what's the name from House Mormons? Okay, well that failed. Damn, I thought that would be like a solid success there.
Sorry, but I rolled.
No, it's fine, don't worry.
Dems to rules.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you better come along with us to see the elder anyway. You can explain to him that.
I already told him what I saw.
Oh, right.
Okay, can we get his name?
Yeah.
Oh, well, what's your name, Sonny?
Osborne.
Keeping with the political theme, I say.
Well,
so the deck, it's been cleaned. Is there anything obvious that we can still detect?
Make an investigation roll.
I think it's a 9.
For the rest of you looking around the deck? Because it's a group roll, so if half of you succeed, you pass.
okay. Yeah, I'll look around because if it's a boat, Quillen should probably have more understanding of anything out of place.
Yeah, with 3 failures so far, you just get in each other's way. It's really hard to see the deck of a boat when Savannah's standing on it. It's not as big as Dak was, but there's still quite a lot of muscle there.
Savannah, your car's getting everywhere. Just leave the deck of his boat.
Excuse me.
It was a hairball, I take it.
So I think this deck's clean. What about the decks of these boats between here and the apparent murder scene?
Okay, let's have another investigation roll.
Oh, do I have to?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
That's a 10.
It's a 19.
Oh, so that's 2 positives.
9.
Come on.
What was yours, Mark, did you say?
It was a 10.
10 and 9. So
I'm using my inspiration, is that okay?
Jenny.
Oh, I didn't realise it was everyone. I thought it was just
if it's a group roll,
Yeah,
if
right.
pass, it's
Yeah, cool.
Can I use my inspiration?
Oh,
I'll
yes,
use
you can.
inspiration as well. Oh, natural 20 and a natural 1. There was a natural 20 and a natural 1. That's amazing.
Wow. Okay. Yes. What you find is there are little patches on the boats in between that have been cleaned, and one tiny speck of blood that could be old. It is dry.
Here we go.
So, looks like something did happen back on that boat then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and other artists don't have anything to do with it.
Not necessarily, but
No.
could still
He still
be.
probably had something to do with it, knowing him.
Well,
Well,
possibly,
no,
but it seems like he was struggling to get away, even if he did stab him. It wasn't a act of anger, it was just, running away.
Well, it could well be that the dwarf was killed on the tatty boat, and the body moved to hide the evidence. So there could be more evidence, including maybe a non-blue Ardus in the hold of the tatty boat.
Quite simply.
Which side was he stabbed in, the dwarf?
Wasn't it the right side?
The right side.
Yeah.
That's the side that Becky pointed to, anyway.
It is, yeah.
So, is it possible that he was stabbed on the boat but crawled himself to the... Because there was a lot of blood under the body.
There was, yeah.
But the bits that we found cleaned up were just small ones, right?
Well, the special part, he didn't get back to his own boat, so it's somewhere, and it wasn't with the body, so it's going to be somewhere between the hut and here, and where the body was found. So I think we should go back to that boat.
I don't think these river people would know much about the device, so whoever has it probably have no idea what to do with it, or another stranger completely.
I don't know what's going on, but I think the answers are back on that boat.
Yeah. Could we just go back and lean on him a bit?
Okay. You travel back to the tatty boat and bang on the door, and Osborne comes out. This time he emerges out of the cabin door, stands up and crosses his arms. I think you murderers have bothered my family enough.
Well, we would like to have a look around your ship. Your boat.
Why?
Just
over there.
We're just trying to clear ourselves. We just want to make sure everything's fine. We're searching all the boats on the path he took.
But
I think
I saw that one there do it.
Would you be
over there? Why don't you search that boat?
We've already searched that boat.
He just stands there in front of the door with his arms crossed.
Would you be more comfortable if it wasn't us, but one of the dwarfs?
No one's searching my boat. You've got no reason to.
we got every reason to. Shall we get the headman? Maybe he'll be more amenable to it.
Right. Fine. But
Well,
only one of you's going in. My
Okay.
family's in there, and you's murderers. I need to be able to keep an eye on you.
no one's a murderer.
Would you
It
be
ain't
more
gonna be a-
comfortable if we stand on another boat while you lead your family out? And then we can
One
go
of you,
in?
not the big guy.
I won't fit in your
Quillen.
boat
Not,
anyway.
he doesn't say your name. He points to Quillen. You'll do it.
Yeah, I can do it.
'Cause you're scary, you're hideous, and he did it.
I'm not scary. I'm cute. I've been told so by many people.
Now, I could accept that if it wasn't for the fangs and the big blades.
And the low charisma. Oops, did I say that in character?
So, he opens the door and allows Quillen to pass. And then goes in behind him, closing the door behind.
Okay, so I'll have a quick look around the cabin. How many people were there?
There's 2 children in the main cabin, and in the room beyond, you can hear somebody else. In fact, you can see the legs of a lady who's apparent, you'd guess, Osborne's wife.
Right, okay.
Daughter's about 7, the son's about 5.
Okay, at least we're on the surface. We're at least listening and
Yeah.
looking for whatever we can.
I'll search the cabin.
Okay, is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Looking for that part of the that the blacksmith made, if we can find that. And any sort of traces of blood, maybe blood-stained clothing, any blood that's been tracked in. Yeah.
Could I have a investigation roll with disadvantage, please?
Disadvantage. Oh,
Yeah.
it's dice stream. I don't need disadvantage. See?
Made no difference.
It's a big 3.
Yeah. You haven't found anything by rummaging around. The girl looks at you. She's holding a broken doll. It's a wooden doll, and it appears to have had an arm snapped off.
All right. So I'll say to the little girl, "Can I have a look at that for you? Can I see if I can fix that?"
Here, you kind of feel the presence of Osborne behind you as,
Okay.
and she holds it up to you. My arm's broken.
So I take a quick look at it and see if I can fix it.
Okay, it's gonna need some kind of glue. You're gonna have to kill a horse. But your player characters are used to killing stuff, so hey.
I don't have one with me at the moment. What have I got? I've got nothing to do that with anyway. Okay, so I just, sorry, that's going to be a little bit more. Your dad's going to have to look at that for you.
Okay, can you make an investigation roll while you're holding this doll?
18, that's a 19.
Yeah, in fact, with that roll, I'll give it to you as you see the scuff marks that are with that roll. You're pretty sure that is consistent with those dwarvish military boots. It looks like a dwarf stepped on this doll.
Oh, how did your doll break then?
Don't Osborne goes, don't talk to the man. He's just here to look around. Okay, Shelley?
You just back off. I'm just asking a question.
She's 7 years old. She don't need to be answering questions from the likes of you. You're here to look around. It got broken because it got stepped on.
Who did it get stepped on by?
One of the kids playing. I mean, kids being kids.
I don't think that looks very likely. You better tell me what's going on here.
What do you mean that don't look likely? It's a doll. It broke. Kids.
I sort of use my bad reputation variant for my character.
Right.
It's a wherever you go, on this feature, it's no matter where you go, people are afraid of you due to your reputation.
Oh, okay.
And we can actually get away with minor criminal offences, such as refusing to pay for food in a tavern or breaking down doors in a local shop, since people are afraid to report you.
Alright, that's alright.
So it's back off. I'm asking a few questions. I'll get to you in a minute.
You. Alright. Okay. Ask away. Make a... Oh, no, it should be him rolling against. What's your passive perception, please, as you go to talk to the girl?
Passive perception 14.
Right. You start talking to the girl.
Yeah.
What do you ask?
How did it get broken? Who stepped on it? It seems to
And
be
it's
quite
at
heavy.
that moment you hear him pull out of what you're fairly sure it's metal against metal. It's a knife being drawn from a pot of knives.
Okay. It's reaction. I'll draw my own dagger.
Okay, as you turn to face him, he's holding a dwarven knife and he's coming to attack you with it.
Oh, good. Can we hear any of this outside?
Okay, so for initiative, he rolls 12.
Okay.
What's your dex bonus?
Dex bonus is +2.
Then you do go first.
Ah, excellent. Okay. What am I doing? I want a 4 for that, don't I? Dagger. Oh, no attack, don't you? Sorry. Oh, that's going to be a
Complete failure, sorry.
Yeah.
But likewise, he also fails. The rest of you hear the sounds of struggle inside. What do you do?
Go in.
Well, I'm gonna go in and see what the hell's going on.
It's not small
Okay.
enough I'm going to get stuck in the doorway, is it? Before we go any further.
Did that to you once, but
Twice.
it is small enough that whoever's first is the only one that's going to be able to act on him this turn. So who's
Okay.
going in first?
Well, I was already listening at the door, so yeah, going in first.
Okay.
Are there any
let's-
windows?
Yes, there's windows along the side of the boat, so but they don't open.
I'd probably go in after Savannah then.
Okay, how about you, Pholus?
If I could Eldritch blast one of the windows, I'll try to climb in there.
Okay, so that's what
But
you're doing this turn.
That'll
Let's have,
take my action.
let's have initiative from everybody apart from Quillen and Dice Stream it or whatever.
Okay, I got an 8.
Okay,
5.
That's a 19.
so it looks like Savannah's going to be first to act on this round. So you burst through the door, you see these two struggling, what do you do?
I want to try to grapple the guy, non-lethal combat.
Okay, are you using Dex, Athletics, or Strength? The other one.
Sorry, which choices?
You have two
Athletics
choices to
is
grapple.
probably the best.
Yeah, it's Athletics and there's a Strength-based one. I'm trying to remember what it is. I can't off the top of my head.
Yeah, it'll be
Athletics is strength
acrobatics.
based. Acrobatics is dex.
is
That's
the
the one,
best.
Acrobatics. Yeah.
Oh
you
well,
can see-
acrobatics is my strongest then.
Okay. Is that what did I just roll that? No, it's there ready to be rolled. Hang on. Bum. Right. He rolls. If it's acrobatics, he only rolls 16.
Okay, I rolled 20 in total.
Okay, you have grappled the guy, which gives Quillen your chance to act next.
So I will attack him again.
You're going to attack him, okay? He is restrained, so you have advantage.
That's 22.
We've got to keep him alive, if I can say that as an action.
Yeah, you can. That's a free action. So let's have your damage roll.
4.
Plus...
Oh, sorry. It's a dexterity, isn't it? A dagger?
It's probably finesse, actually, so you could probably use either.
So that's a 6.
6 damage. Okay. You've wounded him quite badly. So do you want to describe how you do that as Savannah holds him from behind?
Hold him from behind and sort of slash him across the top of the stomach, bottom of the chest, and just sort of hold the knife up to him. Stop now, or we finish it.
He does, but he's got a face of anger on him. Looks like he just. It looks like basically he looks like a Leave campaigner.
Oh, watch it. You might get people getting turned away.
Okay, Savannah pushes into the deck and asks Quillen to tie some knots.
Yeah, so you bind him up.
Yeah.
I don't think Daddy meant to stab the dwarf. He was just angry because he stepped on my doll. He broke my doll.
Yeah.
Daddy broke him. It's a fair mistake.
Okay.
To kill him.
You need to tell your daddy that he shouldn't act so irrationally because now we have all been framed for this murder when we haven't actually done it.
What's a murder?
Your daddy stabbing someone is a murder. Your daddy is a murderer.
Dwarf broke my doll, so Daddy was right there and sat on the bow, and he stabbed him.
You can see Savannah nodding his head, sort of. Yeah.
Because Daddy was sat down on the bow, and then he punched him and dragged him.
And then, okay, right. We've heard enough.
Because it was a murder committed sitting down.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I knew it! I knew you were going to use that. Oh my god. So I say, right, shall we get this guy off to the relevant authorities then? Yeah. Maybe take the child as well. Yeah.
But
she can repeat what she said to us.
So we also need the dagger that's there, but we also want to find this part for the boat, for the ship.
Yeah,
you don't find it there.
Sorry?
You don't find it there.
So, Ardus has probably got that one then. Good, we can have some fun hitting Ardus. Sorry.
Wait, are you talking about me or the other Ardus?
Are you offering?
No!
Oh, the other one then. I really meant the other one.
Yay, cool.
What sort of monk order is it? You got something against halflings in your order?
No, not halflings. Halflings that play bagpipes, maybe.
Okay, so you take him to the elder of the river folk, and say, I see, that's quite a turnabout. I see. Yes.
That's a bit disconcerting.
Didn't see that coming. And Tim is there. Turns, walks away, and starts striding purposefully back towards his boat. As he gets close to his boat, he blows his whistle, and dwarves from around the place start walking back to the boat. Yes, it's rather unfortunate. thing. I'd met Osborne at several events before. He wasn't born to the river. He joined us, having left the villages in the south. A farmer, I believe. So, we accepted him as we do anyone who comes to the river life. It's shocking, but sometimes when people aren't born to us, they don't accept all of our ways. You always seem to be a bit of an outcast to me. Right.
He's ended up in a place to fall.
It's good that you. Oh, that one's already gone.
Oh, has it? Oh, bollocks!
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Don't worry.
Meanwhile, his wife said, "You've left me lonely. They're gonna kill you now." Oh, I got it.
Got another one.
And now I'm gonna be on my own raising these kids until I get over you. How about us, eh? How about us?
Indeed, it is.
We used to have
very
such
much.
a rhythm of romance.
God
Now
damn
I'm
it! I was
gonna
about to
wake up
say
you
that
once
line.
again.
You can't get a word in edgeways.
Hit them all.
You could just say no one else gets inspiration this session.
Go on, you can have an inspiration there because I did just steal your thunder.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, I just cleared them all. So right. So yes. So right. Well, we'll hang him tonight so that we can get it all dealt with before the. Oh, we haven't built a gallows. Drats. That would have been nice and menacing during the adventure. Never mind. We'll drown him tonight. So that it doesn't spoil the wedding tomorrow. And it's at that moment that the dwarven ironclad battleship, having had enough, having failed, or having the bit you didn't uncover failed to come off for them, Tim's had enough, and he decides that he's going to leave this wedding, and it's annoying to him now, and opens fire, clearing a passage through the entire flotilla. The engines fire up, black smoke guzzles out of it, and it starts steaming forward through the wreckage carnage a path has been cleared between, and it sails through the flotilla, the carnage of what's left of that side of the river. Some of the boats are still there. You're still fine on your boat as it cleared the other half of the river.
Maybe that's worth a pardon for him. Seeing how friendly these people are, maybe he's done a favour.
They're not worried about Osborne right now. Dozens and possibly hundreds of people have just been killed and boats sank and yeah. And at that moment, we'll end the session. So, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. We've still got 4 people and we kept all right to the end. So, Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
And I'll let the players say their goodbyes and sign off. I've been Becky Rose Dungeon Girl, and yes, this was an unprepped, unplanned investigation. So I know I said I got to plan it this time. I spent 3 weeks not getting around to it and did it off the cuff as usual. So yes, a special Brexit episode. So I'm now going to Brexit stage left, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks very much.
Bye.